What's going on, everyone? Nick or Catalyst here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. Well, over the past few days we've received some information on the next 3 chapters of Tides of War, including more specifically what is going to be coming within the next few months for Battlefield 5. Now, I'm not going to go through everything bit by bit because chances are that you've already seen and heard about most of everything that is going to be coming to the game, and I doubt you want to hear it all again. Besides, information isn't really my style of video, but I do make update videos like these when I really feel like I have an opinion to express or there's something that I can add to the conversation. So today we are just going to hit some of the highlights of the update, as well as talk about the current state of the game and what DICE can do to try and make the game better before the later chapters come out. So if you like the video, make sure you drop a like on it, and let's get right into it. So before we get started, I do kind of want to catch up with you all because I've been away from YouTube and from Battlefield for the past week and a half or so. It's been my spring break, and I kind of missed all the Firestorm reveals and news that came out, which is great for my channel, let me tell you, that I missed all of that. But just to quickly put it all to bed, yes, I have seen the Firestorm trailer and the gameplay, and well, to me, it's exactly what you would expect from a Battlefield Battle Royale. It looks exactly like I thought it would, and to be honest, my opinion on the Battle Royale really hasn't changed all that much now that I've seen actual gameplay and footage. I still stand by what I've said from the moment that the Battle Royale was announced. I don't think the game needs to have a Battle Royale. I think it's a cash grab on a popular gaming trend, and in an alternate reality where Firestorm doesn't exist, I think I would probably still feel the same way I currently do about Battlefield 5, and that doesn't mean I want Firestorm to fail. By all means, I hope it's great. I just don't get hyped for Battle Royale games, and I don't make any judgments on it until I try it for myself. I am excited for Firestorm in the sense that it's new content, and at this point with Battlefield 5, any new playable content is good content, but being excited to have something new to play and being actually excited for the mode are two completely different things. I think the point is I would rather prefer a few new maps over a Battle Royale, but that's just me. I will say this though, I think DICE should be very thankful that Criterion is making the Battle Royale and not them, DICE directly, because you could only imagine the outrage of players, myself included, with the way the life cycle for the game has been so far, if Firestorm was made by DICE directly and, it turns out to be not so good, knowing that the development of this cash grab game mode took away from actual development time for maps and weapons and cosmetics. That would be, in my mind, the final nail in the coffin for Battlefield 5 if that were true, but that's not the case. We'll just have to see how everything turns out. But moving on, taking a look at this roadmap that we were just given by DICE, obviously you can see Firestorm at the top of the roadmap that comes out in just a few days. In April, we see that we are going to be getting new combined arms missions, which, I mean... I can't wait for nobody to play those new combined arms missions. Then we get our first new map since Panzerstorm, and that comes out in May, which is about 3 months too late, if you ask me. Then a new game mode in June before the next chapter starts, then some more maps and modes, a secret map which is probably going to be an Operation Metro remake of some kind, and then we see a new Theater of War which is not so secretly probably going to be the Pacific Theater, and well, you can read the rest, and you probably already have. So taking a look at this overall, it's still all kind of disappointing to me, and you can call me an entitled gamer, you can call me overly pessimistic, but I was really hoping for more than what it appears like we're going to be getting throughout the rest of the year. I think the first thing to take note of here is the new map called Mercury, obviously, but of course the important thing that everybody's talking about, it's coming in May, and well, you aren't going to hear a different opinion from me on this, folks. This is coming entirely too late. I could have sworn that we were getting a new map in March, but I took a look at the original roadmap, and the original roadmap only said that we were getting a new map in this Tides of War that begins in March, so that was a little ambiguous. I personally don't really see the reason why DICE is wasting any more time on combined arms, and personally, it kind of irritates me that they are spending any time at all on combined arms, when in reality, the best thing that they can do for that game mode is completely remove it from the game. That besides overhauling it, of course. I would be more than happy to completely move aside any combined arms stuff and have April be solely dedicated to making a new map, because in reality, that is what the community is asking for. The next thing that captures my eye is the new game mode that is coming in June called Outpost, and my immediate reaction to this is it a limited time game mode, or is this a game mode that is going to stay in the game and be fully fleshed out on all the maps? If there's one thing that has completely dumbfounded me and confused me when it comes to Battlefield 5, is why DICE continues to remove game modes from a game that desperately needs that variety and content. I do not understand why both Squad Conquest and Rush couldn't have remained in the game. DICE is literally stripping content away from a game that desperately needs it. So with that being said, if this game mode does come out and is limited to time, what's the point of making the game mode in the first place? Only time will tell, but it's these types of questions that I find myself asking myself, and it's quite sad that I have to ask them in the first place. But what I'm really interested in is this new game mode coming in Chapter 4, which apparently is a new competitive mode for Battlefield 5 that will have its own specific arenas. So it looks like DICE is taking some steps in the direction of bringing some kind of competitive gameplay to the franchise, and it seems to be coming at a pretty decent time in the life cycle. Now, some of you probably don't care about this, and fair enough, but as a competitive player who is literally clenching at straws, hoping and praying for something to give me reason to play this game consistently again, I will say, DICE, you have my attention now. With what little information we have right now, what it sounds like to me is this is some form of Incursions from Battlefield 1. Now, Incursions was an absolute failure, and most people probably don't even remember Incursions, but Incursions in Battlefield 1 failed because of two main things. For one, it came at the very end of the life cycle of the game and nobody was interested in it, and two, it failed due to a bit of developer negligence because they refused to allow more than two people in the same party to be on the same team in the same lobby, so competitive players were mixed with casual players, and at the end of the day, they really shot themselves in the foot by doing that. There is only one problem though. If and when this new competitive game mode comes out, what servers are we going to be playing on? If we are playing on public servers, then there really is no point in making a competitive mode. You would just be repeating the same mistakes that you made with Incursions. Having casual players in a public lobby playing a competitive game mode is counterintuitive unless you separate public servers from competitive servers. Teams are still going to have to struggle to get casual players out of lobbies for competitive matches. I mean, I remember back when Squad Conquest was still in the game and that was shaping up to be the competitive game mode for the game. Some teams waited an hour to an hour and a half to clear a server from random players so that they could scrim or do matches for ESB, and that was especially infuriating because some players loaded into lobbies and then went idle, and they were never kicked from the game because the inactivity monitor, or whatever you like to call it, for Battlefield 5 is broken. So you would get into a lobby with a few people that never spawned in, and they were never kicked. So even if you had 6 or 7 members of your team in the game, if that one random on your team never left or never got kicked, you either play the match one person down or you find a new server and hope that the cycle doesn't repeat itself. So in layman's terms, DICE, if the goal is to bring a competitive game mode to the game, and if the goal is to satisfy the competitive community, we need rental servers or some kind of custom match program. But with that all being said, as far as the roadmap in general is concerned, I'm still very much disappointed. As I said, I talked about this before on the channel and I'll say it again now. I don't feel the sense of urgency from DICE. I think they are very much so banking on Firestorm to kind of cool down the boiling water that's underneath them right now, and if the game mode is any good, it will do just that. But I personally would like to see something that suggests that DICE are trying to save this game, because right now it's like DICE is walking around like nothing is wrong. To me, it's almost like DICE didn't have a plan B if the game didn't perform well, and now that the game hasn't done well, they don't really know what to do. The fact that we've only gotten one map in 4 months is pretty laughable, and to be totally honest, I'm starting to get the feeling like in some way DICE is punishing the community for wanting free DLC content, even if that's not entirely true. And when you say it out loud, it seems kind of nutty, but it's what it's beginning to feel like to me. And with EA at the helm, I wouldn't be surprised if it were true. I can just imagine them in an office saying, well, you wanted free DLC, we are going to give the content to you in literal crumbs, and you're going to starve for the content, but you could have more content right away if you just had the premium pass, but no, you had to have the free DLC. because let's be honest, the live service content has been very good, and something that I alluded to in my video on why I'm so bored with Battlefield 5 at the moment, not everybody is going to like every piece of content that you ration out every week. I don't know what to think, guys. My trust is just extremely shaken right now, but I'm going to try and remain as positive as I can. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications so you don't miss an upload or stream. Let me know what you think about the roadmap. Do you like any of the content that's coming? Are you excited for any of it? And all this new information in general. Once again, thank you so much for watching. My name is Nick or Catalyst, and I will see you all another time.